Raja Jackson finally arrested for brutal attack. If you guys are anything like me, you were waiting for this to happen because there was no way bro would just get away scot-free after nearly murdering someone. If you guys want my Discord, is down in the description, as well as my Instagram. If y'all want to lock in with me, let's get into it.
What's poppin', y'all? Raja Jackson, the son of Rampage Jackson, former UFC fighter, has finally been arrested for the incident that happened nearly a month ago at a wrestling event. Now, this situation started prior to the situation. Raja Jackson was sparring, and he's streaming as well, had been streaming, and he got head kicked really hard. He wobbled a little bit and he was concussed from it. And during that time, while he was recovering from the concussion, he was out and about streaming. He finds himself at this wrestling event, and at the wrestling event, someone comes up to him, and this guy, Psycho Stu with the big beard, and he hits him on the head with a empty beer can. And then after that, he gets really angry. Raja Jackson gets really angry, and people break it up, and
Raja got problems, bro. You gotta realize there's certain people that you can't fuck with because they got issues. Bro, my hair looks so crazy, bro. I just washed it, bro. And it always needs a day and a half to like get back to normal. You know what I'm saying? Get back to like looking good. This like, it just looked too Anyway, Raja Jackson got problems, bro. People be having mental issues, bro. People be having too many mental issues and you just can't tell, bro. He broke a can on your head and you put this man in a hospital. You hit this man with 25 consecutive hits. You are a professional MMA fighter. He is a wrestler. You have issues, bro. Lock him up. Who you gonna be for Halloween? Y'all gonna be Raja Jackson? You gonna wear the white shirt with the red around? You know what I'm saying? And put a handcuff on your hand and let it like hang down? Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do for Halloween, no cap.
Stu apologizes. The wrestler that hit him with that, he thought he was part of the set, or he thought he was part of what was going on. They tell Raja Jackson that he's allowed to go in the ring and get his get back. They're like, yo, you can get your get back. You're allowed to go in the ring and get your lick back. So he goes in the ring and he takes the guy down, part of like a wrestling move, and he hits him, and he keeps hitting him, and he absolutely brutalizes him until they rip him off of the guy, Psycho Stu. And that guy's older. He looks to be in his late 30s, maybe early 40s, maybe even mid 40s. And the guy's teeth were not, people thought that he was dead, laid out dead. And Raja Jackson would be yelling and say, yeah, you know, like people aren't going to mess with me. And he was recently arrested. The people weren't sure what was going to happen.
Throw that nigga under the jail, bro. What are you talking about? He really tweaked. Like, you know, in MMA, like you keep swinging on somebody till the ref pulls you off of them. You know what I mean? This ain't MMA, brother. You're beating up a 40-year-old, maybe even 50-year-old freaking wrestler, bro. You're tweaking.
People thought that it was attempted murder. People were hoping for this guy to survive, and he did. He got out, but he got arrested for a felony, on a felony charge, and it was $50,000 bond. So he's currently still behind bars, probably overnight. He'll most likely bond out today by the time this video comes out, and we're set to see what happens from here. I personally thought that he wouldn't be charged. I didn't think that Psycho Stu would press charges, but maybe it's the police that decided that from what the information that they gathered, they had enough to arrest him and charge him with something. We don't know his official charge yet. We just know that it's a felony as reported by TMZ, and this has to be a really tough time for Raja Jackson. I know a lot of people don't feel any sympathy for him whatsoever and think he's just this brute that's out to kill. And like I said previously in the previous video, I don't think that's the case, because if he was just a impulsive brute, then immediately once he was hit over the head with that.
No, but that's what makes it worse though. Like if he was completely impulsive, bro just hit him in the head with a can and you spazzed out. Okay, you know, bro had it coming. He hit him in the head with a can. He wasn't a part of that. And bro tweaked. But the fact that he waited 2 hours, an hour later, and then did it in the arena and just continuously hit this man as he's unconscious, bro is a demon. Bro is a demon. He should not be around random people, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be in the grocery store. I bump into Raja. I'm having a bad day. I'm like, damn, nigga, you over here bumping into me and shit. And then bro hit me with a haymaker from hell, bro. And then just pummel my shit until one of the workers be like, yo, pull that nigga off. No, you should not be around the rest of us, gang. you're tweaking. Even worse than that. What it's more like is if you bump into him in the grocery store, you be like, what the fuck, bro? Like, you got problems. Bitch, that nigga, man, get out of my face, bro. You know, you just go on about your day, and that nigga catch you outside by your car. And beat the brakes off your ass. You don't even see it coming, bro. That's what this shit is like. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Beer can, he would have just launched into violence, and he would not have taken time to process it. But his father had called him after he saw that clip, and his father, Rampage Jackson, was on the call with him and telling him, like, man, son, you're not gonna let people punk you like that. What's going on? So I think that really amped up Roger Jackson for him to go in there, and that's why it's really sad when we would find out that Rampage Jackson had cut off Roger Jackson and was not speaking to him on, this was on September 3rd. So for weeks, he would not speak to his own son when he...
Rampage need to raise his kid right, though. That's your fault. I blame that nigga. I'm not gonna lie. Every time I see a clip of him, he fucking making fun of this nigga. This nigga too damn sensitive, bro. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Y'all, he's too sensitive, too emotional, bro. Like, Rampage be trying to make fun of him and shit. Like, they be joking with each other and shit. But, like, you can see it on his face. Like, bro's too sensitive for that shit, bro. Like, yeah, he's strong and he could fight now. He's in the MMA. He was doing MMA shit or whatever. But, like, mentally, he is not strong. He is mentally weak as fuck. And that's his problem. Like, soon as his dad said, shame upon you, son, nigga spazzed out and damn near killed the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, you not right, bro.
He's awaiting the hardest moment of his life. Now, he was already concussed. He brutalized that guy. He doesn't know if he's going to get arrested or not. The entire internet hates him. They hate him, and he brought out the worst of the internet. Like, he brought out racists, people that are white supremacists, and then, you know, you can't imagine what they're calling him, the death threats that he's receiving. So, in an interview with Ariel Helwani, he asks Rampage Jackson about why he's not talking to his son, and I'm going to play you guys that clip right now.
Oh, shit.
Are you at all worried about his well-being?
Yeah, it's my son. I am worried about his well-being. How many kids you got?
I got 3.
All right, so why you asking me some stupid?
Well, can I be real with you?
Yeah.
I can't imagine what it would feel like to see my son do that. I also don't think I would cut my son off if he did that. So if you are worried about his well-being,
he on ass. He is on ass. This a good reporter right here. This the nigga you need asking motherfuckers questions. He ain't give this nigga no slack. Bro try to push back, say, why you asking me that stupid ass question? The reason is, you cut off your son. I wouldn't cut off my son. I love my kids. I treat my kids right. I raised my kids right. It would hurt me that they did it, but I wouldn't cut them off. Look at your dumb ass face. I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, I blame Rampage. I feel like that nigga ain't raised his kid right. But then again, you know, he is a MMA fighter. Niggas out there fighting for blood. So it's a whole different world, honestly.
Why are you not talking to him?
Because he dishonored my name. And
But he's still your son.
No, listen.
You don't want to call... Nigga, shut up. Shut up. No. You called your... If it's true, you called your son and called that... Or like... was talking shit to him. Damn, you let bro disrespect you? You a bitch, bro. Damn, you a bitch. You let bro hit a can on your head, bro. If that was me, that would have never slid. And then you cut off your son as soon as he get his get back. Even though he is mentally unstable, he has fucking issues. You probably should have been cut that nigga off the way that nigga was acting. But yeah, bro, that's fucked up. That's fucked up. You did this. You let loose a monster upon the general public, brother.
Listen, I know he's my son. I'm not cutting him off for forever. I just haven't talked to him.
But this is the worst moment of his life. He needs you now more than ever.
No, listen, I talked to him after this happened, and he hid the fact that he did this. And, you know, he put my other kids at danger based off what the other people said. And I just can't talk to him right now. I just can't. I'm not saying I'm never going to talk to him again. I just can't talk to him right now. I need some time. I'm dealing with his attorneys and all this, but I'm very disappointed in Roger. Like, yeah, I'm not a perfect parent, so I don't know what's the protocol to how much time you stop from talking to your son when he goes out there and hurt somebody. He put a guy in the hospital.
Rampage is certainly right to be disappointed in him, and I'm a little bit confused with.
There's a difference between cut off and a time of not talking to. Those are two totally different things, and he's probably putting them together so that he can continue to stream on Kick or wherever he's streaming and continue his money coming in. But there's a huge difference between that, because he said he's talking to his lawyers, so chances are he's paying for his lawyers. So chances are he didn't cut him off financially. You know what I'm saying? He just don't feel like talking to the nigga. I wouldn't want to feel, honestly, I wouldn't feel like talking to the nigga either. Bro, ain't no way you just put me, I'm about to spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on your dumb ass because you went fucking Super Saiyan on a fucking unsuspected man. Yes, I'm mad too. I'm gonna be like, bro, I'm pay for your lawyers, bro. Fucking shut up. Go sit in the corner, nigga. You tweaking. But you shouldn't be telling people that you cutting them off, because that's not a cutoff. That's just, you know what I'm saying? You just haven't talked to him in a little bit.
The part where he says he tried to hide that he did that, when we all saw it on video. I don't know how that could be hidden, but I think he has, and he says like he really disappointed him and he dishonored his name, and I would understand if he distanced himself from it, but it's almost as if he was agitated to do that because you were disappointed in him when you called him for somebody playing with his name or disrespecting him, and not to let people disrespect him. And that type of talk, especially from an authority figure that he looks up to, whether it could even be a coach, but in this case, it's his father, who he likely idolizes. He looks at you as a legend. Many people look at Rampage as a legend that are fighters that aren't even his son. So imagine you're his son as well. And then him getting cut off after that, I think that's got to be heartbreaking for Roger Jackson. And Rampage, he also wanted some accountability to be taken by Psycho Stu and the organizers. And I'm going to play you guys this clip right now.
You know, where would we be if Roger would have killed that man? Where would we be? Thank God Psycho Stu, you know what I'm saying, pulled through. You know, I wouldn't wish that on anybody. I stopped listening to the attorneys. I got really upset with all the death threats and all this stuff. And I wanted Psycho Stu to tell his part that my son did not sneak up on him. And I never heard him say that. So now I'm upset.
Nigga, what's the definition of sneaking up on a nigga? Unsuspected. Yes, no, he was snuck upon, nigga. The nigga's doing his shit. He's minding his business, doing his wrestling shit. All of a sudden, he's off the ground. Okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? Raja going to slam me on the ground. All right, nice. You know what I'm saying? I did hit him with the can. Let me let it happen. Boom. Hits the floor. 21, 27. I don't know how many punches he done put into the boy. That was unexpected, bro. It was an unexpected attack. Psycho Stu ain't saying shit. I'm not gonna lie. I'll be suing the pants off y'all niggas. I'll be suing your son, and then I'll be suing your ass for calling your son and talking shit. And telling him, oh, you a bitch, bro. You let bro slap you in the head. Yeah, I'll be suing your ass too because you sent him on me, bro. That's what you did. Fuck is you talking about? No. Yes, that shit was fucking unexpected, bro.
Now I'm upset. Now I'm upset with Psycho Stu because...
Shut up. How you gonna be upset with the nigga that almost died because your son crazy? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he hit your son in the head with a can. If a nigga said, damn, ow, my fucking head hurt, my shit bleeding a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I'll understand, you know, he might feel bad. You know, might throw one punch in there, kind of rock his shit a little bit, like, oh, fuck. 21 punches, bro? Even one punch would have been like, you're tweaking, bro. Like, you doing too much. The slam, one punch. Like, bro did way too much. Bro is like, bro, like, get it together, brother. But 20-something? Lock in, bro. Nigga, put some blame on yourself and your son, bro. Take some accountability. You talking about Psycho Stu needs to take some accountability. That nigga was in the hospital. I'm surprised he even remember anything. Fuck is you talking about?
He didn't come out and say, oh, whoa. Yeah, what Roger did was up, but he didn't sneak in the ring and do this. The staged. That's all he had to say to get some of these racist motherfuckers out of my DMs. Hey, he's seeing all this.
Psycho Stu does not need to worry about protecting your dumb ass or your son. I'm not gonna lie.
How blew up and stuff like that. He should at least said something.
Okay.
take some accountability. Like, honestly,
what he should have said is Roger Jackson almost killed me, bro. I almost died because of Roger Jackson. That's all he needs to say, bro, because that's what happened. Fuck is you? This nigga got a concussion too? I'm not gonna lie. He must have a concussion too. They must both have concussions right now.
none of everybody was wrong. Roger was the most wrong. Everybody was wrong, but none of this ever would have happened if Psycho Stu never hit my son on the back of the head with a can that they was drinking beer out of, and then grabbed him by the neck, asked him to sell it. If that shit never happened, none of this never happened. And the promoters was wrong for putting an outsider inside a pro wrestling match. Everybody's.
That's facts. You shouldn't have put an outsider inside the match, but you don't expect the outsider to nearly beat somebody to death in the middle of a wrestling match, a fake ass wrestling match. You know what I'm saying? Psycho Stu was wrong, but not wrong to the point where he should be beaten half to death. Yes, unexpectedly.
Wrong. The dumbest thing I ever seen. It was a nightmare.
I do think Rampage Jackson has a point here. Now, what he's saying is that when this clip spreads around the internet and the amount of hate that he's getting, and for Rampage Jackson, someone whose humor is quite insensitive, he is not somebody that gets triggered lightly. So for him to use the word that, like, yo, these racist people are all up on my stuff and they're harassing me and my other kids, I believe that it's probably worse things than you could possibly imagine that are being said to him and they're threatening him with, because the people that see the clip, they think that, oh, this guy just hopped out of his chair, went into the ring, and started wailing on the guy. And what Rampage is saying is like, yo, I would appreciate it if at least these guys said, no, we organized this as a...
I get that. I get the fact that Rampage isn't the one that went into the ring. They're sending, crazy stuff to him, talking about his other kids. That I understand. It's kind of like, okay. Now y'all talking about my other little children, y'all tweaking. I don't care what's going on. You know what I mean? My older son, he could protect himself. You know what I mean? But my younger kids, y'all doing too much. I understand that. But Psycho Stu has no responsibility to come out and say, he didn't randomly attack me. No one would do that, honestly. Like, even if that's the case, no one would do that just for the pure fact that in the future, the goal is probably to fucking sue the pants off your ass. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't do that. I'm not gonna fucking tell the general public that bro didn't catch me completely off guard. I knew he might have come in the ring at some random point in time. No, why would I do that? You know what I mean? He got bigger fish to fry. Bro almost died. You know what I'm saying? Any racist person that's in your DM saying crazy shit and stuff like that, it's because they're mentally unstable and they didn't fucking watch the whole video. You know what I'm saying? That's, like, I get it, but there's other information out there that it's not like the information is hidden.
It was part of the show for him to go in. It just went a little bit too far, and that's the distinction that Rampage Jackson wants made. And he's like, yo, Psycho Stu, if he had never hit my son over the head, this would have never happened either. And he is correct. Like, this was a lot of series of mistakes that built up to this explosive moment that ruined a lot of people's lives and or reputations. However, Rampage was also extending an olive branch. Like Psycho Stu, he had teeth knocked out. That's how brutally Raja had been putting hands on him. And he had gotten out healthy and okay from the hospital. And Rampage had been collaborating, because Rampage has still been streaming this entire time, which I can't imagine how difficult that is for him, because he's still got to be entertaining and put on a show for all of the people watching him whilst going through this. So he has to act out a lot more. But he's been collaborating with this dentist, this cosmetic dentist, and getting people's teeth fixed and stuff like that. And what he did is he wanted to cover the teeth for Psycho Stu. So I'm gonna play you guys that clip right now.
Okay.
Can I nominate an American to get his smile back? Yeah. His name is Psycho Stu. I pay for that out of my pocket. Yeah, no problem. You the man.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, I'm waiting for him to call me back.
Okay, sure thing. Respectable.
And it's unfortunate because the racist people that had so much to say about Rampage Jackson and just want to label him and his son as these people that are uncivilized and can't like function in regular society and they're violent and this and that, they're not going to talk about this. They're not going to spread this clip around. They're not going to show that Rampage actually feels bad about how this entire situation turned out, and so much so that he's not just jumping to his son's defense. Like, that's the easy thing for somebody to do. Like, my son was right, you were wrong, you shouldn't have done that, you would have known better. No, he's disappointed in his son, so much so that he cut his son off, which people disagree with that approach as well. But he's not going to sit there and say that that guy had no involvement in agitating the situation and what eventually happened to him from his son and the people at the event and the person that encouraged Roger Jackson to get in there and hit him if he wanted to get his get back for the situation. So I think unfortunately this just turned out poorly. But the part that I found really odd was when he said Roger Jackson should do some time. I'm gonna play you guys that clip right now.
All that, Roger, I think that he should do a little time, do a little community service, and go to anger management class, see some therapy.
But you know that goes like some people said it was attempted murder and things like that. That's not a little time.
It wasn't attempted murder because he wasn't trying to kill that guy.
How do you know?
Because I that's my son. I know my son. Roger wasn't trying to kill nobody. He wasn't trying to kill that. He wasn't trying to kill the guy. Roger probably didn't even know how bad he hurt that guy. He wasn't trying to kill the guy. The problem is everything got blown out of proportion, and people thought that Roger snuck into the ring and did that. That's what the problem is. Like at this point, Roger was in the act as a pro wrestler, but he ain't no pro wrestler. The promoters had no reason putting my son in that ring. So, but it was no attempted murder.
I think that's a really tough thing to say as a father, and I think that's a really tougher thing to hear as his son. Because keep in mind, the only thing that he's hearing from his father, because he's not talking to him, is via social media. So he's hearing that he's got to do time and community service. This is a really hard situation because when I kind of don't want Roger Jackson to sit there and do time, but I'm thinking, if Psycho Stu was very, very close to me, a close friend or family, would my emotions cause me to feel different about Roger Jackson doing time? And I think it would. That's why it's so hard for me to say whether he deserves time or not. But
I thought he wasn't going to do time because I thought Psycho Stu would just sue them for money or get money from, Rampage Jackson from the family ultimately, and wouldn't press charges and would just go after the bread. Because in that scenario, that's kind of what I would have done. Like, I want bread more than I want bro in jail. You know what I'm saying? If I could win a quick little 100K ski. 100K ski is a little short, but I don't know how much money them boys got. You know what I'm saying? But quick little 100K ski, 150K ski. You know what I'm saying? I'll take that. I almost died, but now I got 150,000. Wow. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't think that he was gonna do time, but I'm not gonna lie, bro. That shit was too brutal, bro. Like, he really beat the brakes off that man. And like Rampage Jackson said, he probably was not trying to kill him, honestly. But it's the fact he hit him so many times. I get it, in MMA, you're fighting people 24/7. You have gloves on, all that shit. So, people are taking a lot of hits. You know what I'm saying? But you don't really understand like how fragile people actually are. You're just fighting people that have, been fighting their whole lives, so they've made their body stronger than the average person. But bro is just a unexpecting, average person that wrestles sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. Rampage Jackson, that last little clip, he said, I feel kind of bad for the bro. Even though I do feel like, bro, you really shouldn't have did that shit with your son. Your son really is kind of a little slow. But You know, you ain't do it. Rampage Jackson ain't do it. You know what I mean?
Attempted murder that they were saying would potentially come down the pipeline did not happen. Ariel Helwani said, oh, like they're saying it's attempted murder. He's like, nah, it's not attempted murder because he just caught a felony. If it was attempted murder, we would have heard about it. So it's probably just like felony assault or something like that. But it would be his first offense. I just wouldn't want the guy to have a criminal record because the guy's not a criminal. From what we've seen, he's 25 years old. If the guy was a criminal, he would have had a criminal record by then. So it's really more of the record than the punishment, the way that I look at it. And him doing a little community service, I do think that makes sense. Anger management for sure, because when he gets angry, he really gets angry. And I think the way that his father looks at him has a lot to do with how angry he gets.
I don't know how to feel, man. If I woke up today and just decided I'm gonna beat a man half to death, catch him off guard, beat him half to death, I should do time. You know what I mean? There isn't like just you beat a man half to death today. You know, nothing on your record, but, you know, take some anger management classes. No, you beat a man half to death for no fucking reason. Some shit needs to happen to you at the end of the day. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. And if nobody told you today, I love you. Peace.